Well, this week, during a visit to the White House, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa told us U.S. counterpart Joe Biden that sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe by the West have weakened the country's economy. He says the sanctions also impact South Africa's economy as well as other SADC countries as desperate Zimbabweans migrate in droves seeking better lives. Some African leaders at the ongoing UN General Assembly also called for the end of the boycott. eNCA correspondent Pindai Dube in Harare spoke to economists, activists and other experts to find out if the sanctions have indeed weakened Zimbabwe's economy or if there's other factors.
The targeted sanctions on Zimbabwe were imposed by the EU and the United States 20 years ago on individuals in government over human rights abuses. The anti-sanctions lobby group says this is the reason for the country's economic collapse.
We are also very happy that President Ramaphosa of South Africa, our neighbor, have come out, in the open and say, please remove the sanctions of Zimbabwe, because those sanctions are really hurting us in Zimbabwe and them in the SADC region, because a lot of Zimbabweans have been for the past 20 years leaving this country because of the hardships, going into South Africa.
But a coalition of civil society groups believe corruption and repression are the real causes.
Ramaphosa was misleading the world. The sanctions are not the cause of the economic meltdown in Zimbabwe. We are well aware that post-independence, we failed to manage the colonial legacy of a dualized economy. But now we also have endemic corruption at the moment, where our own natural resources are being squandered by the greedy elites. You will see people buying laptops being charged around $9,000 US. That's unacceptable. We've had the former president of Zimbabwe, President Mugabe, saying 15 billion, which was made from diamond revenue, disappeared.
Economists believe that the sanctions have made it difficult for Zimbabwe to access lines of credit.
Sanctions have exacerbated the fact that Zimbabwe have accrued arrears with international multilateral financial institutions. So obviously those arrears have made it difficult for us to be able to access foreign lines of credit.
Recently, the U.S. government removed 11 Zimbabweans from the sanctions list. They are either dead or deemed to no longer be undermining Zimbabwe's democracy. Pindai Dube, Harare.